What are our hookup horror stories? Met a girl on Tinder, we met up and then went to her place. Hooked up, and the whole time she was super awkward about it. Like 2 to 3 times I felt I needed to check she was okay with what was going on. She assured me she was. Then the next day we were texting and she asks if I wanted to grab lunch but I had work. She completely loses her shit saying that she needs to feel like I am putting effort into our relationship. We have known each other like 3 days at this point, and how I need to make my focus her and her needs. Needless to say, we did not see each other again. I know I was to someone else. Hooked up with a girl in college my friends all knew, and she was not one of my most proud hookups. I was wasted and the sun was beginning to rise. She was going down on me both butt-ass naked and I was drunk tired at this point and not really into it. She looked up and said, "Let's do it." I looked down and said, "Let's not." It was a complete moment of silence and I rolled over on her dorm mate's bed and passed the F out. She avoided me for a long time after that. Met a guy on Tinder, met up for a movie at his place. We actually had so much fun watching the movie and he was super cute and hilarious, so the night was going really well. We started making out and he was a good kisser, so when he asked me to come to his room, I was so excited. It was my first time hooking up with someone I just met. Holy shit. He tried eating me out, but he basically just stuck his face there and shook it back and forth like a dog with a toy in its mouth. I had to cut him off after a few minutes because it was too awkward and was obviously not doing anything for me. Then I realized when I went to give him head that his dick was tiny, which I wasn't worried about because hey, size doesn't matter as long as you know what to do with it. But alas, he didn't know what to do with it. He just stuck it in and thrusted for like 2 minutes until he came, and then he just rolled over and tried to cuddle with me, after doing nothing to try to get me to finish. So I told him it was getting late and I had to go. When I got home I realized he'd left huge purple hickeys from my collarbone to my jaw. Huge. Like had to buy a turtleneck for work the next day. Huge. It was so disappointing and the only one night stand I've ever had. Worst sexual experience of my life. I obviously never spoke to him again. LOL. Met a girl at a bar, we were both drunk, take an Uber back, she's saying in my ear all the filthy stuff we're gonna do. Get home, get naked on the bed, she pukes all over me. I have to get us both showered, get her to bed on the couch, clean everything, and go to bed blue-balled. It's February, I did some Molly, Coke, and was very drunk. Hanging out with some friends. Start using Tinder. Girl says she wants to hang out. I say I can't drive because the things I mentioned in first sentence. She says she'll get me an Uber. I go for it. Friends try to stop me. Doesn't matter, I go anyways. Get to girl's place. Things start getting hot and heavy. She tells me she gave up sex for Lent. I laugh at her very obnoxiously because I thought she was joking. I'm very anti-religious, and drugs. She has a straight face. Oh shit. We end up having sex anyways. Cuddling in her bed. She tells me she really likes me and tells me not to mess this up. Time for me to escape. I tell her I have to pee. She shows me to the bathroom. Someone already in there. I tell her I'll go outside. Grab everything from her room. Pee in her backyard. Sprint down alley behind her house and get as far away as possible. Call friends. I go home. Finds me on Facebook and calls me a slut amongst other crazy things. Try to find her profile to show the messages to someone like a year later. She had a baby exactly 9 months later. Like literally found the messages from February 27th and she posted pictures of the baby on November 27th. It's been at least 2 years. With no contact from her. Might be a dad. Met a girl at a show, both of us got drunk, we hooked up raw since she was on birth control. The second I come inside her, she tells me she was using me to get back with BF. She puts on her clothes in less than 5 minutes and leaves me in my bed, shocked. I will be brief, as the sex unfortunately was. We started hooking up at his place and it was going good until we realized the condom was missing. We looked all around the bed, the room, no luck. I was horrified at the idea because I had just watched that one episode of Broad City. I couldn't get back into the mood though he tried. I ran home. Eventually I found the condom the next day. I was at her place, 2 in the morning I think. It was a room with shared toilet and kitchen and thin walls. All of the sudden, there was a very loud bumping sound from the outside and a guy screaming afterwards. It doesn't help that she lives in a pretty shady area. I thought there's altercation or something. Luckily it wasn't. Turns out someone living in that building slipped up on the stairs and fell down. When I was a member of the church, I was secretly dating someone I went to school with. And we really wanted to go LOL the way, but we were both scared, so we decided to try soaking. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's literally when the guy sticks it in but just stays there. Doesn't move or anything. A lot of people thought it was a loophole other than anal. Anyway, so we are just sitting there frozen, and suddenly the weight of his body falls on me and he moaned like a dying cow. He had came in me. By far the worst way to lose your virginity. She came over to my place for a fuck. After some making out, we head to the bedroom. I take her pants off and go down on her. All is going well. She squirts all over, makes a huge mess and screams like crazy. Yay me. Then it's my turn, so I stand up and drop my drawers ready for a blowjob. Before she does anything, she takes her teeth out and places them on my nightstand. Both sets, top and bottom. So now I'm standing there getting a BJ, but the only thing I can think of or see is the full set of dentures on my nightstand. Needless to say, I didn't come. I bent her over and fucked her from behind for a little bit, but my erection was quickly shrinking as I couldn't stop looking at the dentures on my nightstand. I feigned something about being too drunk. I wasn't even buzzed, and brought things to a close. Bright side, she said I ate pussy better than anyone ever has and asked to come over the following night. I was